welcome to another video. My name's Jocelyn, and this video is going to be a story time of the time I almost died. So basically, in my last video, I discussed a little bit about how I'm technically not supposed to be here and that I believe things happen for a reason. So in this video is going to be more in depth about that. So to begin, a little backstory. Around 2008-ish, the year, I went to a doctor's checkup, and my orthopedic surgeon told me that my left hip was dislocating. It was coming out of its socket. That was the reason why I couldn't walk or sit properly, and moving was very painful. During that time, my mom was very adamant about not letting me have that operation, about me opposing to it, because previously I had a right hip surgery, and I didn't want to go through with it because that previous surgery was very painful. It was excruciating pain. I have never witnessed or felt pain that high before, and I just felt like I was gonna die. And so I agreed with her. I said I didn't want to go through with it and asked him for a different option. So fast forward to 2010. Sadly, I was 12 at that time. Sadly, my mom passed away. And it was a really hard time for me. Honestly, I didn't really comprehend what death was at that time, and it was just an overall very dark moment in my life. I fell into depression, and that's when my anxiety started to kick in, and it just felt like the end of the world. So a couple months after, I found out from another doctor's appointment with my same orthopedic surgeon that my left hip was on the verge of completely dislocating. And he told me that if I didn't have the surgery, I didn't go through with it, then my left leg was gonna completely come out of its socket, and I wouldn't be able to sit, I wouldn't be able to walk, because at that time I was still walking. I wouldn't be able to do anything, because having my hip in the right place is vital, basically. So at that time, I was in a really bad place, like I said before, and I needed time to think about it. It wasn't very long. It was literally like a day. But I literally felt like I was in between two roads, you know? I was gonna go, if I went and had the surgery, I was gonna go against with my mom's last wish before she passed. And if I went through with the surgery, I was gonna get better. I was gonna stop feeling pain from my hip and everything. So I put it all in God's hands and had my surgery. Sadly, things didn't go as planned. In the back of my mind, before I had that surgery, I felt like something was gonna go wrong. I just didn't know what it was, and it did. When I woke up from that surgery, my grandmother told me that I had been in a coma for, I don't remember if it was a couple days or a week, but I don't remember. And she told me she was so grateful. She started bawling. I was so confused, and I was like, what's wrong? And she told me that I had been in a coma, basically, and that there were probably going to be side effects to that coma. So basically, after I woke up, they explained to me that because nurses rotate shifts, one of the nurses in the morning forgot to write down that they had already given me a very high dosage painkiller for my pain, And so the next rotating nurse gave me that same pill again. So basically I overdosed on painkillers plus my anesthesia. So that was basically a formula for bad things to happen. So basically after that, I was explained that I was becoming brain dead. I was basically gonna be a vegetable if I didn't wake up in the couple hours after I had actually woken up. So yeah, I actually recall during those days that I was in the coma, very briefly, like moments that had been going on. I thought I was dreaming, basically. I remember seeing people around me, people telling me, I could listen to people talk to me. I kept hearing them tell me, I couldn't really distinguish their voices, but I kept hearing people tell me, oh, come on, wake up, move a finger, move anything so you can tell us that you're alive. And in my mind, I was confused. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm right here. And after I woke up, it all made sense. Everything came back together. And during those days that I was in a coma, I completely and utterly clearly recall seeing my mom in front of my bed twice. And I know she's my guardian angel. I believe it with all my heart. I really, really do. But I also felt like, I'm gonna be honest, letting go. I was so tired. I had already gone through a lot of stuff before that. And I knew my road after that was gonna be much worse. I'm gonna say truthfully that the first days that I realized that I wasn't okay, I really tried to move a finger, to talk, to give them signals that I was okay. But after seeing my mom the second time and just feeling very tired, exhausted, like I couldn't do it anymore, I stopped trying. I 100 and utterly, completely accepted my fate if it was my time that day. Because I knew that the person that I loved the most was gonna be waiting for me. And I was left on this planet for a reason, even literally being on the verge of death. Because being brain dead is just being dead. If your brain doesn't function at all, then you're basically gone. And just to know that I was on the verge of life and death and being in that state puts it into perspective that I was left on this earth for something. And honestly, this is something really hard for me to talk about. Only my closest friends and family knew about this. And I was never really gonna say it publicly because it was a very dark time in my life. After that time, I basically had to learn how to do a lot of basic things that I had previously known how to do, like sit properly, going to the restroom, putting on my clothes, eating sometimes. Doing the basic things that everybody takes for granted right now was so hard for me to do. It took over a month to fully recover from a surgery that should have just taken maybe 3 weeks, 3 weeks tops. It was hard. And I'm not telling you guys this because I want sympathy or I want you guys to feel bad. I want you guys to see that a lot of people can make great things come out of the worst things that happen in your life. I think that what I have to offer to this world is beyond what I can offer right now. I want you guys to understand that this life is very precious, that we are all in a thin line here. To me, life is a gift that I was given a second chance to live. And sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. Sometimes I feel like the worst daughter in the world, that I'm not making my mom proud. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to making yourself proud first. And right now, sharing my story, trying to better the world, trying to open up the eyes of those that don't know a lot about people with disabilities or what they go through on a daily basis or something like that. I want that to be an accomplishment for me, beyond anything else. So what I want you guys to take out of this video is do what makes you happy, because we only get one life. If that is doing something your parents don't like, or doing something that might seem like taking a risk, then take it. It's hard as it is to be in a pandemic, to be going through a lot. I, for one, suffer from depression, suffer from anxiety, have to go through a lot of challenges on my daily life. It's not easy. It really isn't. But I've learned to live with the things that I was given in this life. I don't want to live every day just being sad about myself, feeling sadness, sorrow, anger. No. You gotta take everything that is given to you and make something out of it. I really hope that what I'm saying is gonna resonate for a long time. I really want to make my mark in this world. And if it's just making my mark in one person's life, that's all for me. That's it. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 10, 100 people. Making one person's life better, making a difference in one person's life, that's gonna make me proud of myself. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I know this video has been a lot, and I just thank you for listening to me. This is kind of a venting video as well, even though a lot of my family, close family and friends know about this. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders now that I'm able to talk about it without crying so much. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you have a great day. I hope your dreams come true. I hope your hard work pays off. Just remember, anything and everything is possible.